Alie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, fire away, dude.
What?
Fire away, dude.
Oh. Yes or no? Finding the right hair color for you, Alie, can be a challenge.
What color is my hair right now?
Burgundy.
Yeah, was that on purpose?
No.
Did I need to use E-Salon?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, wait. You can scratch that.
No, it's great. E-Salon offers professional grade, leave that in, completely personalized hair color that's created just for you and delivered right to your door. Alie, you fucking need this.
I need it so much. This is the last time I will color my hair without taking the steps to get the right color. I grabbed a color off the shelf. It was the wrong color. My hair is maroon now.
Don't do it. Alie, do you love questionnaires?
Yes.
Here's a hair questionnaire. Upload your photo and a personal colorist will formulate your individually blended color from over 15,000 pigments.
Oh my God.
I know.
I need E-Salon and a time machine to go back to yesterday.
Totally. Well, they've got you covered. There's 100% satisfaction guaranteed if you're not happy, Alie.
Oh God, I need
with
this.
Your color. It will give you a free reformulation or refund.
I think anything's better than what I did to myself before.
I mean, you look cute.
Thanks, dude. But you know what? I like that the color doesn't fade. Like they have the grays covered. Because I get some grays every once in a while.
I mean, at 23 years old, our gray is like pretending to start to come in.
I know. It's probably because we're such big thinkers.
We're so young.
So you can visit esalon.com/slumber party, all one word. And do that. You get 50% off your first order. So that's $10 for your personalized hair color, which is crazy because the last time I got my hair colored in a salon, it was like $180.
Dude, you can do it your freaking self. I've been doing it my freaking self for years and years.
Yeah, I really got the wrong color. So I need to use eSalon. You get 50% off your first box at esalon.com/slumber party. So go do that. Don't be an Alie Ward.
Send us photos too. Hashtag it at, I don't know, Alie in Georgia. Let's see your hair.
Yeah, just tag us in it on Instagram. Let's see your pictures.
Let's do it.
I want to look at your hair.
Bye. Listen, you shouldn't have to stretch your budget to buy jeans with a little give. High-end denim can cost hundreds of dollars, but bargain brands don't offer the same level of style and comfort.
Yeah. You can't get some jeans that cost you hundreds of dollars and like have to do a juice cleanse to get into them.
Totally. So Distilled, spelled DSTLD, they've revolutionized the fashion industry with their timeless luxury grade denim. So you get jeans that would normally cost you hundreds starting at just $65.
Yeah. They eliminate these crazy markups because they refuse to work with middlemen.
Refuse. They ship directly to you for free and guarantee the fit, or they'll send you a new pair until they're perfect. Distilled jeans are built to last and will be a staple in your closet for years.
They also have a bunch of fall jackets. So if you're like into a classic denim or you want like a bomber jacket, you can just expect the same level of quality.
Okay. And so for a discount, go to dstld.com/feral and you'll get $10 off your first order.
That's
d.com/feral for $10 off. Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Feral Audio.
Georgia. It's Slumber Party with Alie in Georgia.
We don't have a guest today. You know why? Because we have some special stuff for you.
We asked you guys like 2 months ago to send in your ghost stories to us, and you did. And we appreciate it. And we're going to read them to you guys.
And we held on to them like things that you squirrel away. Oh, do you want to do something you learned this week?
Yeah, we're going to do a quick something we learned this week, and then
I have a good one.
Ghost stories.
Okay.
You got a good one? You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay, so if you had to guess in the squirrel's mind, what percent of the nuts it hides it remembers?
Oh, yeah.
What would you guess?
I've heard something about this, like, and dogs too. No, it's mostly squirrels. They remember 50%.
Yeah.
Really?
The other 50% of nuts go unclaimed. They're like, fuck.
You think that they would have like some sensory, like some like internal GPS to be like, this is where I hid my thing.
Nope. You know, actually, you know how birds have how do they know to fly north or
Yeah.
south? There's a little bit of a metallic compound in their beaks that acts like a compass. That's how they know where the fuck they're going.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
But
Do you know that they think that dogs now
poop in when you take them for a walk and they have to like turn and turn and turn.
Yeah.
It's because it's like along the magnetic, like something of the earth. Something.
Where did you hear that?
It's like a scientific study like 2 weeks ago came out.
That's so feng shui. Like,
Isn't
they're
that
like,
cool?
oh, I gotta go close to the door. That's crazy.
Like along the axis of the fucking
I'm gonna look that
Earth's
up.
hemisphere. Or
I'm
whatever.
gonna look that literal shit up.
Look that shit up.
What did you learn?
Okay. Well, I was actually going to tell you that this is why I want a metal detector is for the stuff that the squirrel nuts that humans have buried.
I was thinking about that. Okay, I started this project where I start listing things that are nice because it is super helpful. And I hate the term gratitude journal because it's so embarrassing. But instead I have a secret Twitter account that nobody knows about, and I list all of the things that are good, and no one knows about it. And I think I have like 2 accidental followers. I should probably make it private. But one of the things that I was thinking about the other day and listed was the notion that there are like so many rusty mason jars that are buried,
full of like
tree
coins.
roots, full of and letters and mementos and stuff. And they're like, I'm going to bury this
I
under
love
this
it.
tree, and we're never ever going to know what those are unless you get a metal detector, and then we sell a show of you with a metal detector.
I want it. Can we just sell a show called Georgia with a metal detector and Alie following along?
And I just have a camera and I go, "What'd you find?
You have like
What'd you
and
find?"
a clipboard to like write it down and like catalog it.
You know, when I was a kid, I lived on the
You lived in a good place for that because I lived in the fucking suburbs where nothing was buried.
We had to cross
dreams.
like a barbed wire fence.
But dreams
were
buried.
So many dreams.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Well, I wasn't going to say we found dreams. We found cow manure.
No. I'm saying I lived in suburbia where dreams were buried.
Oh yeah,
That's the
dreams
only thing that was
dreams and
buried.
hopes are all buried
Right.
underneath the earth,
Right.
right next.
But you
to
lived in a cool like.
No, I lived in the middle of a. I lived. I had two. We lived in 2 houses. One was on the border of a national forest, and then the other was on the border of like untold miles of pasture. And so we didn't poke around for buried dead dreams, but we did poke around at cow manure, and we'd try it with a clipboard. I would write down how old I thought it was. So I'll do that for you. I'm good at it. What did you learn?
What did I learn? I learned. This is kind of spooky.
Okay.
Okay. So the world's biggest tunneling machine is in Seattle right now. Have you heard of this?
No. What is it
They
doing?
call her Bertha. She is the world's biggest tunneling machine, and like she can get through anything. They're cutting rock and soil so they can build a 4-lane highway in Seattle to like
underground. Highway?
No. They're excavating.
carving. Okay.
Yeah. And
carving a
Bertha,
ditch.
yeah, and so it's 60 to 75 feet down.
Oh wow.
Bertha hit something and can't move.
What?
And they don't. And her face, Bertha's cutting face, is 75 feet by 4 inches.
70. Wait.
So something-
75 feet and by 4 inches.
So something there. Well, it's 75 feet wide.
Okay.
So Bertha hit something, and nobody knows what it was, and there should not be rock that deep. It's become stuck
the
by
4
an
inches?
unknown object.
What's the 4 inches?
I think it's the thickness
Oh,
of
okay,
it.
okay.
It could be a centuries-old man-made object.
No.
They don't know what it is.
What's harder than rock?
Yeah,
what's
that's a
colder than
good
cold?
question.
Ice cold.
Could be. I think you know what I think it is.
What?
Alien stuff,
Oh shit! Yeah, it is.
dude.
To
Like
think-
alien, it can cut through rock. It can cut through like soil and soot and all this stuff, and like anything in the way. But it's hitting something larger than itself, and it can't break through it. That is alien fucking material.
Why can't it? Why is an alien spaceship harder than rock? Though?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why have we never asked? What's your alien story?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I fuck ghost stories.
Yeah, I like both stories.
I don't believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens.
Oh, definitely aliens. I also believe that my neighbors are smoking pot right now. Can you smell
Can you
that?
smell that, really?
It smells like college right now.
I can smell it.
Oh, my God.
Her downstairs neighbors are listening to techno right now.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Who moved in?
I don't know. Yeah, they're lowering
It smells like my roommate Nick, who used to have
I smell it.
bricks of pot
Ew.
in the freezer, and I'd be like, "What am I going to do with my Hungry Man dinners? I can't."
The smell of pot depresses me.
Oh God, it makes me so sad.
It smells like soap. First of all, for some reason.
I hate to say that to all the people who enjoy marijuana, but Georgia and I are just neurotic enough to where when we smoke pot, we get terrified.
I wish I could smoke pot.
can't do it.
wish I had a normal reaction to
get
pot.
so
I would
scared.
smoke it. It'd be fine. I don't have any.
You know how does catnip affect your 2 cats? Differently?
Yes, very differently.
What happens? Same catnip.
Yeah, one goes fucking ape shit,
Right.
and the other's like, all right, I'm into this, and eats it. Like they don't have the same reaction.
Yeah, so I think we're like the kind of cats that are like,
You know what's
know
funny is
about
like I
this.
think out of the two people I know in the world that have enough anxiety that should smoke pot on a regular basis is us.
But it can
But
provoke
it doesn't.
anxiety
It
in
doesn't
certain
work for us.
people.
It does not
Like
work
in-
for us. And if anyone fucking emails us and said, "Well, you should be smoking
should be
sativa
sativa
instead of,"
indica.
I will fucking
Fuck you.
kill you. Fuck you. That is not true.
As soon, if anyone ever asks me if I smoke pot, I'm go, yeah, you know what, I have, but I just get terrified. It's like a living nightmare.
Well, what kind are you
know what?
smoking?
And at that point, I'm like, don't talk to me about purple
And here's
haze.
the other thing about, because
hate
we live
you.
in LA, so every single person we know, including my mother, sorry to out her, they have a pot card and you can buy the best weed you've ever smoked in your life.
It's
like
so
on
good,
a
it's
Tuesday.
bad. It's so good, it's too much.
I like in high school, I'd like smoke some shitty swag and it'd be like fine, and it'd be great.
yeah,
but
maybe
like
you're
now,
like crazy magnets. How do they work? But now
it's like LSD weed.
it's like angel dust.
It's crazy.
It's insane. Actually, I had a dinner party as I'm wont to do, and I was cleaning up the next day, and I was like, what's this in my freezer? And someone left like 4 pot cookies in my freezer,
Oh,
and they've been
no.
in there for months because it's like, I'm scared of them. It's like someone left a grenade in your sock drawer, and you just don't touch
Like,
it.
what if one day you want cookies really bad and you just eat them?
Oh, I thought about it. I was like, how much of that could I eat before
I wonder,
start
you could
crying?
probably eat half of one and be fine.
What's your worst pot story?
You know my
I know
fucking
your
worst pot story.
It's the best.
Oh my god.
Tell it.
Oh.
Tell it. Give us an
This
elevator
is
pitch.
The end of my 5-year relationship came when
bad.
he and I went to California Adventure, which is like the side amusement park to Disneyland. And he used to kamikaze get high kamikaze, like kamikaze me with it by like, I'd look away and get in the shower or something, and then I'd come out and he'd be high and be like, we had plans for the day, you know? So I could either get really mad at him or join in. So we got to
Or dump
Disneyland.
him.
Right, which is what I later did.
What you later did.
So
Poor guy. He was a nice
No,
guy.
he's really great. Chad.
Yeah.
You're great.
We're not talking shit.
No. So he pulled out, we got into the parking lot of Disneyland, which I think has cameras in it.
Oh,
right?
definitely. Yeah.
Pulls out a pot Rice Krispie treat from a fucking dispensary, which means it's like high quality shit. And he was such a stoner that he forgot that they said, don't eat more than a quarter of this. To someone who smokes pot all the time.
Oh, no.
I ate a quarter of it. He ate the rest.
Oh,
Anyways, the story ends with me sitting in the Muppet 3D movie theater. I thought the government had taken over my mind. This was the end of it. I was going to die, and I was paralyzed, and I pulled myself out of the seat. Like, ran from the auditorium. My purse was hitting the old ladies on the back of the head in the aisle in front of me. And as I'm running towards the auditorium doors that I knew would be locked from the inside, like from the outside, like they'd be locked. I'm walked in, they're not going to open. I heard Miss Piggy yell from the screen, "Get her! She's getting away!" I heard her yell that.
it's the worst.
And I got outside.
Did you cry?
I was like, we gotta go. I have to get out of here. And he was like, no, it's cool. Let's just stay. And I was like, you're not someone I can be
No.
with anymore.
No.
Like, you need to take care of me right
How
now.
soon after did you break up with him? Like pretty soon? Was that the deciding
Probably
factor?
like 6 months after.
I don't blame you. I would have been like, as soon as we got on the highway, I'd be like, we gotta talk.
I spent the rest of the day
Like-
under my. I went to my mom's bed. Like, where's the safest place I know?
Wait,
and I went to my mom's
three
room.
quarters of it. How is he doing?
He was a stoner. It was fine.
So he wasn't freaking out. You
Not
didn't
at
have to
all.
take care of him.
No, he was fine.
You were the one
he was
that had
having
no
a great
tolerance.
time.
Oh,
but I'm
Lord.
also, to be fair, I'm also incredibly. I'm not good around crowds as a sober person, so I should have known that I shouldn't have gone to like California Adventure.
Oh, there's
As
something
that,
about if you do pot wrong, it feels like living in a nightmare.
Oh, my God.
It feels like when okay,
And everyone knows you're living in it, and it's all
and it's never,
on
ever gonna
you.
stop.
It's all the jokes on
because
you.
it's real and you're alive. But like I had a nightmare, and I told you about this the other day that I was driving down Mulholland and I couldn't open my eyes, and in my dream I kept trying to force my eyes open, and I knew I was driving on Mulholland Drive, which is this windy, twisty
Mm-hmm.
road, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? But when I've been stoned and it hasn't worked out well, like I remember I was at a wedding.
Hey, what's your worst story?
I think my worst story is I did a thing where I didn't know that you shouldn't eat the whole cookie, and then everything was hilarious for 5 minutes, and then
Yeah.
I passed out for 12 hours.
Oh,
so
that's
I
great.
dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
I went into like a coma. But this one time I went to a wedding, and a friend of mine from high school was like, "Do you want a puff?" And I was like, "I'm sure."
That's the thing about this great weed is that a puff is.
is insane. But the thing is, it was in my hometown because it was a friend from high school.
Oh, so something like you see everyone for who they really are.
Worse, I saw my parents. So I was staying at my parents' house and I couldn't figure out how to unlock the door. So at 2 a.m, I've been stoned like 4 times in my life. One of the times was I had to ring the doorbell. My parents had to come to it, but I was sitting on the porch and I was like, oh, I'm in a nightmare. Someone's going to kill me. There's moments before I get killed. And then my mom and dad opened the door and they're like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like convinced I was going to die. And then they had to talk to me about like, how was the wedding?
Oh,
and I was
and
like,
they're
can't.
straight-laced people.
Oh God.
There's no way you could tell them.
I was like, I've never been drunk around my parents. When I go home, they like offer me a glass of wine. I'm like, no, thank you. So for me, I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It was terrible, but I can't, I
mean, for that story, for my worst story, there are 100 times that were just, I thought I was going to die.
You don't do well with it.
And I thought the person I was with, even if they're like if it was not you, but like if it was like my boyfriend, I'd be like, oh, he's fucking tricking me. He's fucking tricking me right now. And the reality of this whole situation, and I can't trust anyone. I've almost called you late at night and be like,
the paranoia.
Hi.
It's the
Can you help me?
Every time when we're somewhere and someone offers it to you, it's like this weird slow motion thing where I'm like, no, do it. But I don't want to tell you. And then if you ever have done it, you're like, yeah, sorry, I had to bounce. I had a puff, and I was like, I know. Girl.
I think I've learned my lesson, and I don't. Now I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Well, speaking of horror.
Yeah.
So this is a slumber party podcast that we normally do slumber party games.
Oh, wait, real
with guests.
quick. For kids, don't do drugs.
Oh, don't do them.
Don't do drugs.
Honestly, it's a pretty big waste. Have a wine spritzer, though, every once in a while if you really need it, but don't have more than
Don't do drugs.
4. Just kidding. Don't have more than 2. So we do ghost stories, and once we asked you guys for all of your ghost stories, and we got so many.
It's great.
It's just like it's crazy. It's just like like in the Lucy and Ethel where the chocolates come down.
Oh, yeah.
Line, but with ghost stories. So should I read one?
Yeah, read me one.
We asked for these in.
We haven't read them all, and each of us have read some, and the others. So we're going to read each other these ghost stories.
Yeah, I haven't read some of these.
I want to hear them.
This is a quick one.
Okay.
I haven't read this before right now.
Okay, cool.
This is from Caitlin Randolph. She is a darling, and she's a photographer that we know. She's a ghost story.
Oh, yeah, I love her. She's a corgi. Do you know she's a new corgi?
Oh, I know.
Everyone follow. What's it called?
I don't know, but it's her profile picture.
Oh my
Caitlin
God.
Randolph. Ghost story. Our doormat from the previous owner was there when we moved in. He died. The doormat says leave instead of welcome. We've left the doormat for 2 years because we think he may make us leave otherwise. The end. Okay, that was pretty good.
I like it.
Do you want to hear from Jack Rudy?
Yeah.
Jack Rudy. Here's a long one.
Another friend of ours.
He's great. Ooh, here we go. The ghost of Daisy McBride. He says, I'm pretty sure my motorcycle is haunted by the ghost of its previous owner named Daisy McBride.
Daisy McBride is my porn name.
For reals. God damn.
That is amazing.
She sounds like someone who won like a dance off.
Totally.
Okay. Okay. I know her name from the old registration documents I was given when I bought the motorcycle at a salvage auction in Eagle Rock. It must have been a violent and high-speed wreck, judging by the mangled state of the 1973 Honda CB500 that I took away for the cost of the parts. There were no other bidders. Oh. For the next few months, I patched up a broken system, one at a time, the engine, electrical, fuel, and exhaust. When I talked to her, usually out of frustration, I called her Daisy. And so a bike should have a name, and Daisy seemed as good a name as any. So damn you, Daisy, you strip bolts bullshit. Would I kill you to give me just one break here?
Oh,
so he's talking to the motorcycle. He's calling it Daisy.
I love
so
it.
He's like, fuck you, Daisy. Your bolts suck. He said, I didn't notice the haunting at first because it was almost too subtle. But one moonless winter night, I was working on the clutch with just the light of a single bulb, and it was cold. And I reached out without looking with a greasy hand into a pile of sockets and pulled out just the right one. So thanks, Daisy, I remember saying. And the garage cat just looked at me like he knew I wasn't talking to him. So with the right socket in hand, I freed the bolt on the clutch cover plate, and I saw a horrible thing. The clutch rod was broken clean through. This is what killed her.
Oh my God.
So a loose chain can snap and spin off, leaving a bike without power. But if it flies off in the right direction, 1 in a million shot, it can strike the clutch and freeze the engine. So, okay, so he's looking at it. He's looking at the severed
Holy
rod.
shit.
Tangled chain and the frozen engine stopped the bike in its track, sending the rider flying into whatever rolling and tumbling oblivion awaited her.
Oh.
I felt a chill as I touched the cold, bent steel, and suddenly the garage cat ran out into the night. Daisy McBride was seeing for the first time what had happened too fast for her to grasp. Oh my God, I have goosebumps.
Daisy McBride, what?
Daisy McBride was seeing for the first time what had happened too fast for her to grasp. So she would have felt a terrifying jerk and then the flight. But in a blink, it was over. And she'd been trapped ever since, wondering, wanting an answer, and now she knew. She knew, but she couldn't move on, and she didn't. I could feel her presence all through the final steps of the restoration of this motorcycle. So the new tires fit perfectly, the rims were great, the engine fired. And he said, in the spring, when the black paint was dry on the tank, I took her for a drive up La Brea to Mulholland, and as I reached the crest overlooking the valley, I thought I heard a sigh from the very light passenger on the back.
Oh.
It could have been a shock coil setting in, but I knew it wasn't. It was a ghost of Daisy McBride. Ew, that's
My God.
creepy.
You know why I love that is because
Fucking weird.
Jack Rudy is like not a fucking weirdo.
No, he's not a weirdo at all.
He's
And that's-
like a legit dude who I'm like,
so
I believe
thinks
that.
the person who owned this, Daisy McBride, died on the motorcycle
yeah,
because of this one bolt.
yeah.
this one
The clutch
chain,
gave out.
and he thinks he heard her sigh.
I
on
think
the back
it's
of the
sweet
motorcycle.
that it's like,
Fucking, how much do you want to Google Daisy McBride's records now and find out who she was?
oh my God.
Also, don't ride a fucking motorcycle.
Don't ride a motorcycle
What
too.
are you doing?
Can
What are you
everyone please
doing?
don't do drugs and don't fucking ride a motorcycle.
If anyone loves you, stop riding a motorcycle.
Stop it.
I mean, I understand that you can cut through traffic, but if anyone out
It is
there cares
idiotic.
about you, you could die so easy.
I think about things in my past. I'm like, I am so lucky I got out of that scot-free. And
Yeah,
one of them is that
Vespa.
I rode a fucking Vespa for like a year and a half. And it was like real cute, but who gives a shit? And then I even think about like, I used to ride my bicycle around like a hipster and I'm not wearing a helmet. I don't want to screw up my hair. And now I'm in my 30s and I'm like, what is wrong with
That's
you?
your brain. That's your brain.
Don't
you're
ride
protecting.
a fucking motorcycle.
Like it's so crazy that you would like lock your car doors, but you wouldn't protect your brain. Like you're like, so what if someone steals my iPod? But then you'll ride around in traffic with
So
no helmet on
crazy.
a bike. That's your stupid brain. Do you want to hear one more?
Everyone be careful. Yes.
Okay. This is from Athena Legrand, who is in LA. She's a hairdresser.
I like
She's
her.
a friend of ours.
She's good.
I have a good ghost story for you. I went to visit my cousin in Georgia. It's middle of nowhere. It's a literal ghost town. They call it Warner Robins. Okay. So she visited her family. They lived in an old plantation house. It was 11 years old. Oh, she was 11 years old. It's a pretty insane long story, but the short version is, first night there, in the middle of a huge lightning storm, I slept in my cousin's bed. Correction. I laid wide awake in my cousin's bed while she was fast asleep without a care in the world. All of a sudden, I heard huge stomping footsteps, combat boot sounding, coming from the room above me. Then they got louder as they started down the stairs and headed down the hallway, headed towards our room. Door shut, mind you. I am at this time under the covers, pretending to sleep. The footsteps are getting louder because they're headed my way. No door opened, and believe me, in this house, I would have heard the door open. So it walked through the walls, and I assume, and stopped right next to me. Then I heard the footsteps turn around and make their way back up the stairs. And the next day I asked my cousin to show me the room upstairs, and there was nothing up there, nothing, just toys. So she went outside and found a graveyard of the entire family that once lived in that house, including an unknown buried soldier. She thinks it was combat boots.
Oh my
What do you think of that? Do you believe it, or do you think was 11-year-old and she was on hallucinogens?
Oh, I'll give her a pass. I believe it.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, let me read one. Let's see.
You guys
here.
sent us some.
Yeah, you guys are
stuff.
good at stuff. Okay.
You guys are good at stuff.
Okay, let me read one that I haven't read before.
What you got?
This is from a guy named Michael Gonzalez. Thank you, Michael. His name is Curious Corduroy on Twitter.
Oh.
First off, so you ladies are an absolute gorgeous and major kick-ass. Thank you.
This is the only reason why we do this podcast.
Okay. So, a few years back, I woke up during the middle of the night, perhaps morning. Anyway, it was around 3:30 a.m. and during the winter time, and I had a heater going in my room to keep warm. The heater was had a green light on to tell you to let you know that it was turned on, and it is bright enough to light up the part of the room, which is usually pitch black.
Okay. So he's got a heater. It's got a light.
Okay, I opened my eyes and looked at the corner of my room that was illuminated by the heater's green light. I saw a black figure standing there. I remember being terrified and unable to move. The figure began to move toward me like a cloud of smoke and hit my body.
What?
My body and the bed began to shake, and I was paralyzed. This went on for felt like an eternity. I was absolutely terrified, and I remember saying to myself in a strong voice, "No." After I had said that, the shaking stopped, and the cloud disappeared. I was terrified to sleep in there after that.
Oh no! A shaking cloud.
Yeah, that's
Do you
creepy.
believe it, or do you think he was dreaming?
I've seen that before.
You see the most ghosts, and you believe in ghosts the least.
Yeah, no, I can believe.
What if I'm like, yeah, I've seen some aliens. I don't think they exist. Wouldn't you be like, Alie?
Well,
You've seen aliens.
okay, so my boyfriend currently has he and a couple of his friends on a balcony in Brooklyn had a alien encounter that they're all like, yeah, we had this thing.
What did
And
they
they're all
see?
like, they're all in agreement of it. I mean, maybe it was a unidentified flying object that moved in a way that was not an airplane or not a.
Was it a drone?
Who knows? Who knows?
Which is scarier, an alien race
Right,
or just
or
the government has drones?
Yeah, who knows?
Creepier.
Okay, let me read another one.
All right, give me one more.
Okay, this is from Jessica Giardino,
This better start with "You people are amazing."
named Jessie.
Just kidding.
Okay, here's our ghost story.
Okay.
Sleeping in the guest room of her house when I grew up in was always odd. It was the only room in the house with wooden floors. There was a big tree outside the window that often beat against the glass and had a sealed secret passageway.
No, what?
Let's see. When I was 11 years old, my bitchin' waterbed was broken. Fucking waterbeds,
Yeah,
man.
no. Whoever has a working water
So
bed.
cool. And my mom made me sleep in the guest room. I was a little panicky because the room just weirded me out. On previous nights in the room, I had been sleeping with visiting family members or friends, but never slept well. On this night, I was trying to fall asleep in the room where I heard a creaking sound. The noises came in waves. The creaking changed to knocking and a weird sound of giggles.
What?
I realized all the sounds were coming from under the bed. I brought a flashlight into the room to keep monsters at bay. I illuminated the space under the bed to
No.
see a creepy face.
No, you didn't.
Then the face started speaking incoherently.
That's bullshit.
High-pitched gibberish.
No.
I screamed and woke the whole house up.
No.
My mother came in and pulled a rather old and definitely forgotten cricket doll from under the bed.
Oh.
She explained that the doll must have been turned on by accident. How, though? The batteries were so old and had crusty dust on them, and they didn't appear to work anymore. I know because I'd made my mom check. She had to fetch a butter knife to pull the batteries out. Plus, the tape in the back of the doll was all ripped up when we opened the cassette. Needless to say, I steered clear of that room.
Oh, hell no.
Creepy. Okay, go. Do another one.
no.
You got one? Bring it to me.
Oh.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Good Jesus. Okay. This is from Matt Longo. I don't think I know this person. This is on Facebook. Matt Longo says, here's my ghost story. It's 100% true. When I was in 5th grade, one of the teachers in our school died.
Yikes.
And at graduation that year, graduation in quotes because he's in 5th grade. What the hell do you graduate from? Like, congratulations, another year not shitting your pants. Okay, graduation. I went inside to get a drink, and when I looked up from the water fountain, the lights flickered, and there was Mrs. Goldberg walking down the hall, floating 2 feet off the ground.
Oh my God.
And glowing pale green. No one else was with me, and no one else saw her that day, but I did. Oh my God. Look at my goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Can I tell you something really
Just
weird?
The notion of that is creepy. What?
This isn't a ghost story, but this is like a weird coincidence.
Okay.
I love weird coincidences, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There could be up to 11 alternate universes, and we're
Oh,
only
for
living in one of
sure.
them. We have no idea.
Yeah.
The whole universe is a mystery.
So I've had 2 ex-boyfriends die in car accidents.
I know it's still 100% more than anyone needs. It's crazy.
And in elementary school, the boy I had a crush on that I was in love with that I wanted to marry, his name was David Rapp, died of leukemia in 4th grade.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really fucking sad.
Jeez.
So the last ex-boyfriend to die in a car accident, Chris, had 2 brothers.
Oh.
And their names were David, like the kid who died of leukemia, and my first ex-boyfriend who died in a car accident.
What
There
was
was
his
just
name?
3 of them, David, Mike, and Chris. And that's exactly the dudes I know that have died.
If those weren't the most common names in America, I'd be slightly more. If there was like Bartholomew.
Come on, he only had 2 other, there was
Garth.
3 of them. It
I
wasn't
know,
like
I know.
Like, what if it was another name and I'm like, so I'll never
Balthazar.
date a guy named
Actually, a guy named just asked me out, and I'm like, I think that's a devil name.
It was kind of sexy.
Not when you're a waiter. Oh, we should strike that from the record.
No, leave it. I love it.
He texted me that he's in a bunch of credit card debt. I'm like, I've never even been on a single date with you,
what
brother.
do you think about a dude in credit card debt? Are you okay with that?
Not really. I went on a first date and a guy told me he was 20 grand in credit card debt. And I was like, we're on a first date and now I feel bad if you pay. And then I'm going to feel weirder if I pay.
What about a guy with
I'm just saying, if you're cute and you ask me out, tell me that you're in credit card debt later.
Would you still date him?
To me, I'm like, you have presented yourself to be a tangle of problems. Like, you probably don't even want a girlfriend, and I don't even want to get involved with this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say, like, someone will tell you who they are, and if someone's like, yeah, man, I want to kill people, like, 4 days a week, then just stay away from them. And if they're
Yeah.
like, I have no... Why, what do you think about people in debt?
I don't
Guys in
know.
debt.
I've just dated guys in debt, and I'm like, well,
A lot of
is that
people
a
are in
deal
debt.
breaker? I guess we all have our different deal breakers.
I've been in debt different times in my life. When I started my job at the LA Times, I was $7,500 in credit card debt from being a freelancer. I paid it off in the first year I had my job.
I'm in debt right now, but not in like an unmanageable way. Like I pay, on a monthly, I pay things. It's not like,
yeah. I think if you can avoid being in debt, it's good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're a human being, just don't lead with that. Lead with
No,
how great you are at
absolutely
juggling.
don't lead
or
with
tell me
that.
that like you make excellent guacamole. Like save the shit of that.
everyone's
stuff of, like,
got a student loan or some
Sure.
or they're paying off their car.
Just don't lead with it. I had guys lead with the weirdest stuff. Whatever.
like their
Anywho.
dicks.
Wait, we should ask Dustin. Dustin,
Oh, Dustin has a ghost story.
Dustin, give us a ghost story.
Dustin is our wonderful producer, the Feral Audio, like the god of Feral Audio.
Yeah, he's the
love
pimp.
him, adore
He's the
him.
podcast pimp.
Yes.
He's the podcast,
And he has a
pimp.
ghost story he's going to tell us.
Yeah.
Check.
Dustin, let's do it.
Let me test this mic.
Okay.
Okay. Check. Okay.
Is it spooky, Anna?
It is, and it really happened. I do have an alien story too, but I've been wanting to tell this ghost story forever. Like I've not even told you in in our personal lives because I just always thought I wanted to say it on here.
Oh my god,
yeah.
this is perfect.
So when I was growing up, my best friend, I met him at age 5. His name was Sean, and he was like, came from another like divorced home. He was a middle child too. His younger sister was the same age. His older sister was the same age as me. His family was like a lot, and he'll openly say this, was a lot more like white trash. And so
That's adorable.
his mom was like always over the place with some guy, and his dad is this crazy old hippie guy who, in the middle of the woods in Wisconsin on the lake, bought this giant house that he was going to restore. Like when I was 5 years old, he like had this house.
Air quoting.
Restore because he ended up would never finishing it. So have you seen the movie like Fight Club?
Yeah.
You know that like house they move into?
Oh, love it on
Yeah,
Paper
yeah.
Street.
It's
Amazing.
like that. So it's
Cool.
this big dilapidated house that his dad lives in, and like him and his sisters had to like grow up in half their time.
Whoa.
And we would go there and like hang out, and it was really scary to like run around. But some parts of it would be furnished or whatever. So you'd walk in, and there was a little kitchen that was furnished, and in a little room with like a desk because he was like a computer programmer. And so there's one, and then the rest of it was dark. There was no lights. There were windows missing and all this stuff, and there was tarps over it, and like so he was slowly but surely like sections of them, like where we watch movies had just like a carpet thrown down with some lamps and like a couch, and then so it was like even watching movies there was scary, but it's on this big lake, and it's very creepy and windy or whatever. So, but the cool thing was like his dad was always out of town for like work, so you could go there, and his dad smoked pot, so we'd steal like his pot or whatever. And I think we were like 14 or 15 years old, and then it was like it was like 8th grade or something, and Sean was like, "Hey, we can stay at my dad's house after school tonight." So we kicked around the neighborhood till the sun went down, and then about like 9:30 p.m. we rode our bikes to his dad's house, this like old dilapidated house that like over 13 years had nothing done to it really. And so we go out, and there's no lights on at the house, and so it's at the end of this. It's on a dirt road in the country, so there's nothing for like miles really, but there are some houses, and then no houses, and at the end of the street is this dilapidated dark house that he lives in. And his dad had all these crazy hippie friends who would come and have bad acid trips. Like he told me this story once, how he was in his bedroom and he heard all this noise, and his dad was sweating and just opened the door, and he's like, he opened the door and he goes, "Lock this door, don't open it. My friend's having a bad trip. Just don't leave this room."
Oh my
and
God.
his dad had a bunch of samurai swords, so his friend was having a bad trip, and he was like in a ball in his room, and his friend was screaming because they're all karate guys, and was stabbing a samurai sword through the wall into his room. And so that had happened before. So we go there, and it's nighttime, and it's just like the moon hitting the lake, so it's just enough light where I can totally see him because it's night, but their moon is out, and so the front of the house is like illuminated in a way that it's like almost a full moon or whatever. And so I'm talking to him like out front, and we're talking about getting high, and then his dad opens the blinds and just sticks his face, and I'm facing the house and Sean's facing me, so right behind him his dad just puts his face in the window with no lights on. And so I start saying all this like, "Oh, did you get your homework done at school today?" And I start saying all this like chipper shit because I'm like, "Oh, his dad's listening to us." And so the entire time we're talking, and then the face who's looking right in my eyes it's a
Destin.
human face, just
No,
closes the
no,
blinds.
nope,
And I'm like, dude, your dad's still here, and he's like, no, my dad left yesterday. I'm like, well, someone was just in the fucking blinds.
Nope.
And I start freaking. I'm like, dude, I'm not. Just somebody was just this entire time I was talking to you was staring at us.
Oh my god.
And so we're too afraid to go into the house. So we spend 3 hours outside out front. Well, like, should we go back in the town? It's the middle of the night. It's freezing.
Oh, God.
And then his older brother was this. His like half older brother was this asshole, like black belt in karate, Jean-Claude Van Damme wannabe, like used to kick our, like beat the shit out of us.
God.
You know, like Weird Science, like that Chet guy?
Yeah. Oh,
God.
Same type of guy.
Oh, Chet.
Shows up in his black pickup truck and he's like, what are you fucking pussies doing out here?
Oh, God.
We're like, there's somebody in the house, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing out here? Grab a fucking baseball bat and go in the house.
No.
So we go into the garage and he hands us all baseball bats.
Oh my god.
And then we go through the house, door by closet,
No.
under every bed for 45 minutes.
Don't do that. You're the wrong people in the horror film.
So everybody goes to a different room. So I'm like poking, you
you split up? Don't split up.
That's the dumbest.
And his brother, like, you know, pops out and like fucks with us. He's like, you fucking faggots, and throws the bat down and leaves. And he speeds off into the night.
What?
And so then it's me and Sean. I'm like, all right, man. And I was like, I swear to God. So I was like, I'm scared shitless. Just go into your room. So his room is by the front of the house.
And which room did you see the face in?
And so in the front of the house, there's this big archway that you can actually walk into that's kind of like an indoor porch. And then to the left is his dad's room. And then there's the garage to the left. And then his room is to the right.
Okay.
So then we go into his room and we turn the lights on. We're sitting there. We just lock the door and we're like, whatever. And then we start hearing, clear as day,
Nope.
doors slamming.
Nope.
The first door is downstairs. We hear a door slam.
No.
Straight up. We're like, that was either the sliding door downstairs or there was something. And then like for hours, we just sit there in silence. And about every 20 or 30 minutes, we just hear another door slam closer and closer and closer to us.
Going to kill myself.
Until the end of the hallway where his dad's room was. It was just slammed.
Nope.
And we just sat there all night, terrified till morning, and woke up. And as soon as the sun came up, we like ran out the house and got on our
Did
bikes.
you hear footsteps or anything?
Maybe, but I just will never forget
The doors.
the doors slamming.
Do you think someone was there?
Now, yeah.
Did you ever tell his dad?
No, he's not the type of guy you
Why?
could like
What do you-
talk to.
What are you talking about?
His dad is aloof. But like so. It was
terrifying.
Absolute thing about it, Georgia. Okay, like maybe one of his crazy hippie friends was squatting there.
Yeah.
Total possibility.
Also
But
terrifying.
The face that I saw
Yeah.
was white. Was an old man. His dad had a receding hairline and like white hair.
Yeah.
And that's the face that you know. Maybe my brain pieced it together.
Yeah.
But it was clear as day. Someone intensely staring at me
I can't even.
for minutes.
I can't.
And I'll
That's
I'll
incredible.
swear to God it happened, and it's
I
not.
believe you.
It's like, you know, I thought about it a million times.
That's insane.
Wait, I can't believe he didn't talk to his dad. I would have been like, yo, dad.
Oh, his
what
dad
have you
is
seen?
bizarre. His family is bizarre. It's like that movie Gummo or something.
Oh, man.
his family is bizarre.
I totally believe
Bunny
you, and I don't. And yeah, like
There's-
the thought of a haunted house is more appealing to me than a ghost
dude in your. What about just a,
You know
like
what?
a hippie in your
You
house?
know
No,
what
I-
they did find in that house later when they were renovating it? They pulled a wood paneling back
Yes.
and they found a secret room.
Yep.
Full of somebody's stuff.
What?
What was
That
in
was
it?
like
Of stuff.
That like books and like from the 1950s or 60s books and pictures and
That's
all
my
sorts of stuff.
dream.
Dying.
I go to estate sales a lot, and I always, I always wish I could find some,
that
you know,
shit's
like
haunted.
the behind. My shit is not haunted.
Do you ever your new mixer?
My new
has the
fucking
ghost
stand mixer from the like late 70s is
Daisy
not haunted.
McBride.
But yeah, I
No, do you ever? Okay, I think about this though, because in a lot of places I've lived, I've left notes.
Yeah, I did that too.
Do you do that? Which houses have you left?
Well,
notes?
my apartment I'm living in now, there was a hole in the front door on the inside, so I was going to spackle and paint over it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to
Yes.
leave a wish inside of that door.
You did?
So I left a wish. Yeah,
Did it come true yet?
I can't remember what I.
Oh shit! We're gonna have to bust your door. in.
Yeah, I think I wish for very vague things because I don't believe in wishes either. But it was like a.
You didn't get specific. Like you're like
No.
someone's gonna come to my door with a Mars bar. That's gonna shit I would wish.
yeah,
for.
so you think about like an Amelie type of thing where you're like you find someone's.
someone's little canister full of
Yeah.
marbles. And you're like, whose is this? I've left notes in places I've lived, and I wonder if anyone's ever going to find them. But
I do that stuff too.
I wonder how many. Okay, so in my apartment right now, which has been here since 1929, I try to figure out how many notes are hidden in this apartment and where they would be. Like, who knows?
Do you know where I hide them?
Where do you hide 'em?
I roll them up like a dollar, like you roll up a dollar bill or something, and then I put them above inside the closet, and I tape it up. And so if you ran your fingers across it for some reason,
I did find something in my apartment actually.
What'd you find?
In one of my closets, a sliding closet, and it's got like, it's probably an apartment from like the 50s, and it's got, there's like an unfinished kind of nook on the inner side of the closet. So like if you reached in to get something and kind of went to the corner, it would be hidden. You would never see it.
What is it?
But one day I was like, there's something right there. I'm going to fucking freak out. And it was a stack of playing cards, old playing cards. Oh. Rubber band together with like a hairband. And like they were turned a certain way. Like the playing card one of them was turned a certain way on the outside, and one was on the inside, and they were like, the hairband was clearly probably from the 70s or 80s.
Oh,
It was old. And the cards were old too, and I took it out, and I'm like, I don't know what this fucking means. This could be some crazy voodoo shit.
Was there a note in it?
No, and I put them back. Because I was like, you know what?
Put it back.
Put them back.
I hit a note in a hotel in the Parker Palms. Have you ever? You've been there.
Yeah.
The Parker Palms is
And
dope. And I went there once.
Palm Springs.
On a romantic getaway with a guy that I ended up dating. And on room 82, we taped a note underneath the dresser, the lowest dresser drawer. So if anyone is ever in the Parker Palm in room 82, if you look underneath, like there, we made a note and we pasted up there. And
What does it say?
I can't remember exactly because it was years ago, but I made a painting for the guy that was 82 was like a number for us. It's like we had a very good time and but yeah, if you have
What did you got? A lot of good snacks? Is that what?
Played a lot of Scrabble. But my friend Daylin, she redid her bathroom and they had to tear down the wall and they found a bunch of stuff.
Like what?
Found some stuff in the wall.
Like
Do you
what?
know what it was?
Yeah.
She took pictures.
What?
4 empty Modelo cans. whoever built her like house put empty beer cans on the walls.
Oh my
She's like,
god!
"You bitches."
Can we DNA test them and see whose they were and like go find them?
Find them?
Yeah.
Dad was drunk building a bathroom.
I hit a note, and also the only other ghost thing that's ever happened to me was in L.A. at my old apartment at the Shanger Lodge on Tamarine. This rundown old 60s motel they turned into an apartment building.
Love it.
Unit number 117. I wrote a thing about who I was, like, because we started Feral Audio in there, so we had like Harmon and Brody and everybody coming over there. So I was like, this is what happened in here and whatever. But at that place, I was living there, and it's right on it's so close to the 101. It's 10 feet away from the 101. You can feel every truck and car underneath your feet. So it's this rundown old like 60s hotel that they turned into an apartment complex. So I'll keep it really brief. It's like 3 a.m. I turn the lights off. I'm going to bed, but the light from the courtyard's coming in. I'm not even like asleep. I'm not even like half asleep. I'm on my phone or whatever. And I'm sitting there texting on my phone, and I look under the end of my bed near the refrigerator, and there's like this. It's like 2.5 feet tall. And it's bright red. It looks like an American Girl doll. Like it looks like a doll with a red coat. This sounds crazy.
Oh my god!
And it's got a fucking porcelain face. And it's like wearing a red coat and a hoodie thing over it, and like has hair. And it looks like a doll. And I start talking out loud. I'm like, no. I'm like, what is? And so I turn my eyes and I look back, and it's still there. And I'm like, I'm losing my fucking mind. And then as I get up towards it, it's like not there. And I'm like, but that was like super, but I was wide awake. And I'm like, I'm losing my fucking mind.
It was
I don't
3
know.
in the morning in the Shangri Lodge.
At the Shangri Lodge.
Nobody go to the Shangri Lodge at 3 a.m.
There's a little haunted American girl doll.
Oh my god, that is fucking amazing.
Should we read one more from a person who sent one in?
Read one more. Let's see here. Let me find one.
I wonder how many notes are here now. And I also wonder, like, I rolled up and put one in a Ziploc in one of my last apartments before this one. And my dad actually built our house that we lived in Tahoe. And he laminated a note saying who we were. Aww. He built the house, and it's underneath the tile in the bathroom. And if they haven't remodeled that bathroom yet since 1978 or whatever, they've got some problems. But
okay, here, I'm going to find one. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. This is Claudette Moody.
Ooh, already she wins on the name. She sounds like a dead person.
Yeah.
God, that sounds terrible,
No.
Claudette. I'm just saying your name sounds like
Your name is
someone's
great.
great-great-grandmother.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
We're all going to be dead. Don't worry about it.
20 years ago yesterday, I brought home my beautiful 4-day-old adopted daughter.
Aw.
We started to settle into a routine that first week, hers, but I quickly learned how to grab naps when she napped. One afternoon, about a week after she entered my life, I passed my mom's picture after putting my baby girl down for a nap and said out loud, "Oh, I wish you were here, Mom." Then I dropped on the couch and cat nap with HGTV on as usual. Holla, HGTV! Hey. At some point, I drifted half awake, half asleep, but I saw in my mind's eye a figure next to my daughter's crib.
Oh,
the figure picked up my daughter and walked with her past the kitchen to the living room and placed the baby on my chest. I bolted upright with a start and questioned loudly, "Mom?" Within seconds, I ran to the baby's room to check she was, still breathing, and she was fine.
Oh, God.
But I know that my mother, who had died in 1980, paid a visit to her namesake, held her essence, and brought her to my heart.
Oh, dear.
I love you, Mom.
Oh, my God.
That's very sweet.
At least that's a nice babysitting ghost.
Yeah.
Not someone who's throwing a vase at you.
Let's
Oh,
see.
man.
Should we do one more?
Also, I have to say, if you have a 4-year-old or 4-day-old baby, chances are you're hallucinating kinds of shit, but still,
Let's see.
that's really touching and terrifying. I used to be so afraid of graveyards. I remember there was a playground next to a graveyard that where my cousins lived, and I couldn't go to the playground. I was like, I gotta run home. Sorry, gotta peace out. I had a panic attack around graveyards.
My gothic friends would wear a giant black trench coat and sit on each other's shoulders and walk through graveyards at night and fuck with people.
That's
I know.
awesome. You know what would be the best is a metal detector in a graveyard.
Oh no,
Fun.
No, because then you just have all kinds of people's relics on their person.
No,
And
just
that's
because just the
creepy.
shit that people buried for their family
Oh,
members.
God.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Ugh. Wait, do you have any more ghost stories?
No, do you have one more?
No, but I'm realizing that I have so many Facebook messages from people I have not responded to. I'm really sorry.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
I'm really sorry.
Don't Facebook us. Okay,
Oh,
let's
God.
do. Should we do fuck that?
Oh yeah, let's do fuck that.
Okay,
Let's do fuck that.
This is going to take us out of the fun, though.
No. It's good. It's a good wrap up. It's a good.
Well, my fuck that positive
okay.
is green shakes right now.
Talk
And my
talk about it.
Vitamix. I've been decided that every morning I'm going to have a green shake.
Good for you.
Kale and spinach and these power berries, but all the it's
What
like,
are these? You've talked to me about these power
okay,
berries.
it's like a mix of 5 or 6 different berries that are supposed to be there's a mulberry, goji berry, those kinds of things.
Acai.
Yeah. So it's a mix of them, and you get them at Whole Foods or whatever for way more money than you need to at the bulk bin.
I've seen that. And then you go in and they're like, what's the code? And you're like, well, I don't know.
You don't write your code on the label?
Sometimes there's no pen. And then I try to remember and I go up there and I 1142 and they're like,
That's not
sorry,
it.
That's cashews, bitch.
And they're like, and then they have
And
to.
I'm like, you know what? Put a pen there.
Yeah.
I love you guys. But
plus, that pen's probably so dirty.
I don't care.
Germs.
I'll write it with blood if I need to. But if I got no instrument, what am I going to do?
Yeah, green shakes. I'm super into those. Fuck yeah, those. And I hope they make me a healthier person so that I can eat things like lasagna for dinner. Not feel bad about it.
How do you feel since you've been doing that?
Not different at all yet.
all?
And I'm really. I mean, my skin looks clear, but I think
That's great.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
You don't think so?
No, I think. I don't think it's working yet. I mean, I'm sure it's working on some level. Tell me, what's your fuck yeah?
This is a rando one.
Stop reading your fucking.
I'm not.
Facebook.
I'm looking at my list of things that I like.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of what the best thing that I like is. I'm going to say the thing that I like a whole bunch is, this is so dumb. This is the dumbest thing. And it's kind of like a health thing.
Go.
But it's also probably going to give me cancer. But, I drink more. I like drinking water. I drink more water if I freeze the bottle with half water in it and then have cold water all day.
Yeah, I think
that shit's going to leach out and it's going to give me cancer.
I have a bottle.
Did we talk about this already?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's cut this.
No, leave it. I like that. I bought a new
Who told
bottle.
us I was going to get cancer from that?
I think that's just known.
I can't remember if someone told me in real life or on the podcast.
It doesn't matter.
No.
I've bought a bottle, a nice bottle that doesn't do that. So maybe you just need to invest in a bottle.
Oh, here's a fuck that.
Okay.
Here's a fuck that I can get behind. For reals.
Oh dear.
Get it?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you know gymnopedie? It's a song. It's a beautiful piano song, a series of piano songs. I think probably they used it in a Wes Anderson film, but it's very haunting and beautiful and gorgeous. It works with the whole haunting theme. But sometimes I think I'm the last person on earth to use Pandora. I feel like it's the AOL of music sharing, but I'll put Gymnopiedi for piano station on Pandora, and I'll just chill the fuck out.
I should
man.
try that.
I get my shit done. Sometimes you'll just be doing your bills.
How
and
do you
you're
spell that?
It's Gymno, like GYMNOPEDIE for piano on Pandora.
Yeah, number 3. It's like the saddest piece of music.
But it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Okay, I'll give him a
And this
shot.
one song came on recently that I became kind of obsessed with, which is Max Richter's Autumn Music 1, which is so sad and haunting. The thing that I like about it is like you're living in your own very poignant soundtrack life. And
Wes
you're like,
Anderson-y kind of thing.
Everything's so important. You're putting a scarf away, but
Yeah.
where did you wear that scarf? What did it keep you warm from?
Sorry, do you want a beautiful piece of piano music that always puts me to sleep?
Yeah.
Aphex Twin, Avril 14th.
What? Aphex Twin?
Aphex Twin did a record where he built a machine. It's an electronic device that plays the piano. So he programmed it. So it's a real piano, and there's a bunch of videos of it you can watch. So it's this device he did that plays it. So he was able to program a bunch of stuff that would be humanly impossible. And he made this song called Avril 14th, and Kanye West ended up sampling it. It's one of my favorite
love
pieces of music,
everything.
but it's mic'd, so you can hear while the piano's being played the device like move and shift around. It's an entire record.
Ooh,
like
that sounds
It's called
amazing.
Drugs, I believe.
Do I have to be on them?
Yeah.
No,
It's really
no.
helpful.
It's Drugs with a K in the middle of it. It's weird. But Aphex Twin, yeah, I highly recommend
that's
it.
a
That's
really
awesome.
good
That
fuck
sounds
that.
fun. What's your fucky? No, Dustin.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I get really. This is gonna sound weird. Like Allie's talking about Beyonce all night.
Sorry.
No, I just don't think that she's a great role model. And like, I think she's doing some responsible stuff where she's talking about feminist stuff, but I also think it's very calculated. And I just think her and people like Tyra Banks are just like corporate shills that like Pepsi owns. And it's like,
Yeah, I agree.
And it's hard for me because it's like, I get like it's empowering women, but it's also coming from a very beautiful rich person that's like, is very symmetrical and is owned by corporations and stuff. And I just don't think she's on Tumblr. I shouldn't be following like teenage girls' Tumblrs anyway. But I don't think like she is this great role model for young girls or women.
I look at her kind of like a burger. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I get why a burger has its flaws, but it's also like that to me, like pop music is like my junk food where I'm like, oh, I don't want to think about where this burger came from. But I get it. But I also think that she has like a certain like powerful ferocity that if any woman can even accomplish what she's has,
so talented.
that you're like, I'm going to give it to her. I want to give it to her for that at least and say, you have accomplished a ton. You do put out some messages that are very nice. And if nothing else, it's a great album to run to, and that's good for people. So I want to look at that instead of, but I mean, I also have publicly defended some of Katy Perry's work just because I'm like, you've become an industry in and of yourself, although I find your lyrics and a lot of your image to be reprehensible.
Yes.
But I also am like, well, if you can manage to put out anything positive or even empowering to people, that's great. But yeah, it's a great conversation of like,
You know who's even better?
What?
Dustin, plug your girlfriend's music right now because it's fucking
you
incredible.
should plug your girlfriend. on our podcast.
Elizabeth Messick. Her band.
MESSICK?
Her band is called Golden Afternoon, and if you're in Los Angeles at the Meltdown Theater, Matt Bennett's show, I forget the name of it. It's Thursday, February 13th. Her band's doing their first LA show.
I'm gonna be there.
There's Kyle Kinane's going to be there.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we're going.
But
I'm
like,
going.
13th?
Yeah.
yeah, they're called Golden Afternoon.
They're incredible. She's incredible.
Yeah, she they play like Andrew Bird and she sings like Fiona Apple, but she's like she's moving to LA and her band's gonna be very very huge. But
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, she's very talented.
She
So you'd
is.
fuck that in every way.
I fuck that. I do fuck that.
Ah, yeah.
Georgia, do you have a thing that you hate?
I don't know. I don't think so. What do you?
What about the hate mail that you got?
Oh, I got hate mail, you guys.
Georgia got hate
Alie
mail.
and I were on Harmontown, which was really exciting. It's this, Dan Harmon's incredible podcast.
Yes, love
and
that.
I talked about how like I hated working at this corporate job I had because I hated being nice in the morning to rich white men all the time, being like, "Thank you, yes sir," and it's not like okay, this guy wrote me this email being like, not all rich people are white and it's racist of you to say that. And I'm kind of like, well,
In your experience, how many of the rich people that you had to cater to were white men?
99%.
So then that's your experience.
And it's like, I also like, rich black men and rich women. I'm like, yeah. Or like rich Chinese, anything,
like,
any
get it.
minority. I'm like, rich, yeah, go get it. But like these men who've like been born with this privilege and will always have it and will never understand what like, a tiny bit of any of it.
Was this a rich white man writing you, by the way?
Probably. And he wrote me something about being fucking racist.
What a dick.
And sexist, which I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
so
absolutely
stupid.
neither of those things. Should I say his name or should I just tell him to fuck off? Okay,
No,
fuck
just
off, dude.
fuck off. Oh, I have a fuck that.
Okay.
It's this backpack by Chanel.
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's
I
enough.
saw it and it just flames on the
Had a
side
sign
of my face. I was so mad at humanity. It's this backpack that looks like someone who lives in Santa Cruz and like who got a backpack in 1994.
How do they do that?
It's like this. It's like a rucksack, but they made it worse by like doing spray painted stencils of this
purposely
Chanel
ugly
It's
bag.
like if Banksy made a joke backpack.
I feel like that they're kind of
It's the
making fun
worst.
of people because people are going to buy that.
It was $3,400.
Holy
And I was just like,
shit.
I hate everyone.